After a sound research, call a spade has determined that a significant chunk of the Kenyan population want Raila and Ruto to team up towards the 2027 elections. But there's a problem. Kenyans are seemingly confused on the reasons why they want Raila and Ruto to conduct the political marriage. Some good number of Kenyans want Ruto and Raila to team up because together, presenting the face of the broad-based government, they will be a formidable duo that will be impenetrable, impossible to crush, unstoppable storm, and they will lead the country into its desired future. But the other side of the Kenyans want Ruto and Raila to team up because they've been problematic in the Kenyan politics. And when they tag along, they will present Kenyans with the perfect opportunity to send them home for good. And they will never again be problematic or be active in the Kenyan politics. They will become political vestigials. So I want to take you through some of these mixed reactions, these mixed feelings, and look into the actual context of the cause of these feelings and even the perception that Ruto and Raila could very possibly merge towards 2027. Then we'll come back and conclude the perception among some Kenyans that Raila Odinga might merge with President William Ruto and that he wields significant influence within the Kenyan government stems from a combination of historical events, recent political maneuvers, and an ongoing speculation. Historical context and past alliances. Raila Odinga and William Ruto have a history of political collaboration. In the 2007 election, they were key figures in the Orange Democratic Movement (ODM), forming a coalition known as the Pentagon, which challenged the incumbent government. Although their alliance eventually dissolved, this history demonstrates their capacity to collaborate when political interests align. Recent political developments. In recent times, there have been indicators suggesting a potential rapprochement between Odinga and Ruto. Support for AU Commission bid. President Ruto endorsed Odinga's candidacy for the African Union Commission AUC chairmanship, signaling a willingness to collaborate on international platforms. Broad-based government initiatives. President William Ruto has emphasized the formation of an inclusive government, appointing former ODM officials to cabinet positions. This move is perceived as an attempt to bridge political divides and foster unity. Public statements and visits. Ruto's planned visits to Odinga strongholds and public acknowledgements of shared policy goals have fueled speculation about a potential alliance. Perceived influence in government. Several factors contribute to the belief that Odinga holds considerable sway in the current administration. Appointment of allies. The inclusion of individuals affiliated with Odinga in key government positions suggests his indirect influence on policy and decision-making processes. Historical precedents. Odinga's previous role in the 2008 power-sharing agreement, where he served as Prime Minister, established a framework for collaborative governance, reinforcing perceptions of his enduring political clout. Public perception and speculation. The Kenyan populace is attuned to the fluid nature of political alliances. Past events, such as the 2018 handshake between Odinga and former President Uhuru Kenyatta, which led to significant political realignments, have conditioned citizens to anticipate potential mergers. This historical context, combined with recent developments, fuels speculation about Odinga's current and future roles within the government. Conclusion. While concrete evidence of a formal merger between Raila Odinga and President William Ruto remains absent, historical collaborations, recent political gestures, and strategic appointments contribute to the perception of Odinga's significant influence in the current Kenyan government. As with many political landscapes, alliances are dynamic, and public sentiment often reflects both observed actions and speculative interpretations. When Raila Odinga lost his AUC chairmanship bid and confirmed his continued active participation in the Kenyan politics, we saw the veritable Ruto minions like Senator Cherargei coming out and virtue signaling and making these desperate cries, and even going to the point of saying that he actually proposed that Raila should be given back the position of Prime Minister because he's too good to be thrown away. And
Odinga, with so many years that he has fought for rule of democracy, human rights, devolution, the new constitution, the track record was well-decorated CV that could transform this country, Mr. Speaker. And Raila Odinga has been one of the few leaders who is not tribal. If you see at the voting pattern, in many elections he has contested in this country, he has gotten the votes from across the country, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, we need to ensure. Mr. Speaker, the third point I wanted to make, I think it is now the right time to fully implement the NADCO report, the National Dialogue Report, Mr. Speaker. Raila Odinga has huge and well-decorated track record of fighting for democracy, rule of law. When Raila Odinga was fighting the previous regime, some of the people who are in opposition, Mr. Speaker, who are now correcting messes, were in that government that were pursuing even abuses of human rights, and they want to lecture us about, Mr. Speaker, how our country should be run. When Raila Odinga was fighting for this constitution, rule of law, democracy, some of the people who are correcting him, Mr. Speaker, who are fighting him now, were in that system, Mr. Speaker, the KANU system, Mr. Speaker. So therefore, when Raila Odinga comes, we can use him. He has huge, he's an elder statesman, Mr. Speaker, and the full implementation of NADCO, we must make Raila Odinga the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. Even the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Prime Cabinet Minister, he must, Mr. Speaker, be given that position to assist in expanding, deepening, and widening the broad-based government and stability of this country, Mr. Speaker.
Even the Kamos in Somalia know that Ruto right now needs Raila more than anyone else. He needs Raila than Raila needs him. And it is out of that fact that his underlings, his blind supporters are making these claims and creating the impression that they actually love Raila and they are rooting for him. But the thing is, in my humble opinion, for this country to heal and move on and thrive and flourish, we don't need Rutocracy or Railacracy. We need change. And these people have to disappear for change to come into this country. As much as I'm concerned, they are the embodiment of corruption, the embodiment of pomposity and looting and greed. And we are good, we're better without them. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Remember to share, follow, and subscribe.